The Major League eSports Series is on the air here tonight, live again from Texas Motor Speedway. Just can't seem to get away from the place. We have a brand new league here tonight, the Catalyst Mints Series in the K&N cars. Sam Cooper Bennett in the booth with you tonight again. Joining me in the booth tonight, we have one Mr. Tony Trapasso, my usual brother from another mother, and my other brother from another mother, Mr. Kevin Paskowicz. How are you doing, guys?
Peachy and/or Spiffy. I haven't decided which yet, Sam.
Absolutely
well,
fantastic.
I'm not going to complain. We get to watch some racing tonight.
Not only do we get to watch racing, we get to watch the old school style stock car racing. I love this car.
Yeah, it is a classic car, as we are just under 2 minutes away from qualifying. Like I said, this is a brand new league. We don't know any of the drivers, and I can confirm, guys, the Gremlins are gone. We are live on both Facebook and YouTube right now, so running on full pistons tonight.
Praise the Lord, pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord, pass the... Oh, wait,
now, is that
wrong
8
state.
cylinders or 6 cylinders, Sam?
All of them.
Forget that, we got a V12 in her. Anyways, all joking aside, folks, we are very happy to be here tonight, bringing you this event. As soon as Sam said that we had this, had a chance to broadcast this league, I was actually excited. Like I said, I love this car. I love the feel of this car. I love everything about this car. Personal opinion, it is the perfect full-fendered car iRacing ever created.
Yeah, it is. It's the basically the previous IndyCar. It's the 2009 IndyCar date, the NASCAR stock car. I will get my words right eventually tonight. And yeah, like you said, it's one of the best cars they have ever run, and I'm so glad that they're here tonight. KP, what's your opinion on the car?
You know, I mean, these cars, it really, for a lot of us who watch auto racing, it harkens back to, the late 90s, early 2000s, which was kind of a golden era of NASCAR's modern era. So these cars are fun to watch, they're fast, they're hard to handle. It really takes a special driver to be able to wheel one of these things for long periods of time. So I think it's going to be a lot of excitement tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun will be had tonight as we are just going to qualifying now. Hot laps are over. Let's go over our hot laps results now, or maybe not, as they've switched out. Actually, are they racing now?
No, they are qualifying.
I was going to say the results disappeared for me then, and I just panicked. Anyway, let's go to qualifying. Everybody making their way out of pit road. Let's go to championship lead. Where is he? Spencer Preet. He is there, coming in the 27 in the DuPont classic Jeff Gordon car.
And that's, like I said, that's one of the things I love about this car. Because some of those of you who know me personally know that I did work in the Cup Garage for a season, and this is the era of car that I was there. It was the last hurrah before they really, broke out with the COT thing, and that which shall not be named from here forward. This was the type of stock car that I actually turned wrenches on.
Absolutely, as we are still watching Spencer Preet making his way around the track. No lap times in as yet. Let's go to another one of our driver.
Well, Preet's coming in to finish his first lap right now. And if what we saw in the hot lap session is any indication, I honestly expect turn 4 to be Calamity Corner tonight, as Preet blisters one quicker than he went in practice.
Yeah, that's 29.619. That's over a tenth faster than second placed Elliott Smith. We got Mark McSweeney there with a 30.084. Let's go to him right now. And that number 17 Hooters car getting it loose, coming out of turn 4, as you rightly said, Tony. Turn 4 looks like it's going to be Calamity's Corner tonight.
I have watched, during the hot lap session, I was here a little bit early, and I watched so many cars eat the pit wall after spinning through the grass that it was scary. And I would like to put this out there, and I know he is repping Club Australia New Zealand, but if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to talk with Mark after the event, but there's at some stage back, Ancestry.com, who cares anymore, my mom's maiden name is so I've got to pull for Mark now. That and the fact that he's driving a car that represents the driver who drives for the company that I work for, so kind of double having to pull for him at that point. Anyways, 4 drivers into the 29s in qualifying. We had 3 in practice.
Make that 5.
Make that 5 into the 29s now. Just under a tenth to the good. Still for Spencer Pete. Travis Brown currently sitting second quick with a 29.7. Elliott Smith with a 29.7. Larry Anderson with a 29.8. And Marcus Hagman with a 29.8.
Carl Vincent Gilbert just went in there and became the 6th driver to put a 29 in.
Kyle Vincent Gilbert going 29.9. So 6 drivers into the 6 drivers into the 29s tonight so far. And with the track temperature sitting as hot as it is, the way that this track reacts to the sun is just insane.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's go to those track conditions. We have a partly cloudy day. Air ambient temperature is 74 degrees Fahrenheit. That gives us a track temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is 49%, as we see Tyler Vickery spinning it through the tri-oval. And wind speed is going to be a bit of a crosswind here tonight, guys. 13 miles per hour.
And before any of you ask, yes, it is that Tyler Vickery.
Yeah, our broadcast partner.
Our good friend.
Well, let's not get crazy there, KP.
I mean, he's that much younger than us. He's actually nephew from another brother's son. No, another brother. Oh, forget it. Okay.
No.
If you have another brother's son.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That works.
No. He's the college roommate of our nephew's brother's son's third cousin on their mother's side.
That works.
Okay.
Anyway, hot laps look like they are finished for tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. Not going to do the grid yet because we've still got we've got 4.5 minutes left in qualifying. So let's go through the results there as they stand. Spencer Preet there in first place. Second place is Mark Arthur. Third is Larry Anderson. In fourth is Travis Brown. Fifth, Elliott Smith. Sixth is Marcus Hagman. Seventh, Kyle Vincent Gilbert. Eighth is Doug Thompson. Ninth is Mark McSweeney. And rounding out the top 10 is Jeffrey Patterson.
You got Andrew Frazier in 11th. Tyler Vickery rolling off 12th. Dustin Langston, Hall of Fame member, sitting 13th quick. Tom Osborne, John Stever, and Bob Cunningham, the last couple to take time. James Bunce, Herman Reynolds, Mark McFadden, Michael Cozy Jr., and Tex Perry all electing to not take time in the qualifying session.
And speaking of Mark McFadden, we have been requested by the league hierarchy to bring him into the booth and give him a bit of airtime for the last couple of minutes of qualifying, if that's okay with any of you guys. Tex Perry asking us to bring him down in the booth.
Yeah, let's reach out to Mr. Mark McFadden right now. Mark, this is Tony, Sam, and Kevin up in the booth. Do you have us, sir?
Yes.
The microphone is yours, my friend.
Alright. Let's bow our heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you for that, Mark. Nice to see you bring the words of the Lord to the masses there tonight. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to us here tonight.
Well,
Best of luck to you on the track, sir.
thank you. And good luck with the broadcast.
That was Mark McFadden giving us the Lord's Prayer there as we are just under 2 minutes to the race. I think, yeah, pretty close qualifying. What are your thoughts on tonight's race, guys?
Well, I dare say that it's going to be a first for us as far as different things that we've done previously in broadcasting. This is the first time that we've done the K&N cars. The first time that we have had a pre-race ceremony like this, and I wasn't expecting it. I have to be honest with you folks. I was not expecting that to happen, but I don't see why it couldn't happen more often. Simply because it does happen at the real life major races throughout the United States, anyways. So those of you watching from overseas, you tune into any NASCAR broadcast, and they have an invocation prior to the event, and you never want to see anybody get injured, and generally during each one of our broadcasts, we have one of those moments that we refer to as a "thank God this is a simulator" moment.
Absolutely.
And it's good to see that these guys are taking it as seriously as they are, and I'm looking forward to working with this league in the future. Simply off of the seriousness standpoint that they're bringing forward to this.
Yeah, and obviously safety is the pinnacle of all kinds of racing. Like you said, all the top series in America do the whole sermon thing, and I really do appreciate what they do, throwing out the giving everybody a blessing before they go out and race. Anyway, qualifying is over. Let's go through our grid for tonight. Let's bring up the grid there. Starting on the front row, we have Spencer Preet there with an unofficial lap record of 29.619. Joining him on the front row will be Mark Arthur. Row 2 will be Larry Anderson. He'll be joined by Travis Brown. Row 3, Elliott Smith and Marcus Hagman. Row 4 will be Kyle Vincent Gilbert and Doug Thompson. And rounding out your top 10 will be Mark McSweeney and Jeffrey J. Patterson. Tony.
Andrew Frazier and Tyler Vickery are going to make up row number 6. Row 7 is going to go to Dustin Longston, a Hall of Fame member, Dustin Longston, and Tom Osborne. Row 8 is going to see John Stever and Bob Cunningham pull off. Bob being the last car to take time officially in the qualifying session. Failing to take time, rolling off 17th is going to be Mike Cozy Jr. 18th is going to go to James Bunce. Tex Perry 19th. Mark McFadden is going to roll off in 20th, and 21st is going to go to Herman Reynolds.
So yeah,
167 laps the scheduled distance tonight. Going to be real good to see what happens moving forward here.
And it's going to be a long one. Let's not pull any punches here. 167 laps around Texas Motor Speedway is a long time, but I'm pretty sure these guys can handle it. We've got Spencer Preet there on the front row. He's got the 12 of... Wait for it. Mark Arthur right next to him in a very nice camel scheme, I will say.
Throwback to Mr. Excitement's last major cup ride. But,
yeah, I was going to say, guys, that front row kind of throws me back to about 1996.
I was thinking the same thing. Well, no, it would be 98. Because Gordon didn't have flames in 6.
That's true.
But
yeah, good point.
Spencer Preet definitely showing why he is leading the championship points right now. Just blisters one in qualifying.
Absolutely, as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace cars ready to peel off. Getting ready to go here. Pace car is off and... Waiting for it. And green flag is out. Nobody's going yet. And away we go. 167 laps around Texas Motor Speedway. The Major League eSports League is underway, Tony.
As they haul up into turn number 1, Preet getting the good lead. They're 3 wide behind him, though.
Yeah, got the 0-4 and the 12 there going side by side coming up to turn 3. The 12's going to get the clear this time round, or is the 0-4 going to get another run? That is Travis Brown in the 33 behind him, trying to make the outside line work this early in the race, but not going to make it stick, unfortunately.
And speaking of throwback paint schemes, KP, did you notice what the 13 is wearing tonight?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's the old Kodiak colors from, was it Steve Grissom, way back in the mid-90s.
Earlier than that, that's the logo on that is actually the one Rusty Wallace ran back in 84? 85.
I think it might have been when he won his championship in 88, 89. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So that is a very long throwback and looking quite nice tonight.
Very much so.
Let's bring it back to P4 now, and the number 91 of Elliott Smith under pressure from Kyle Vincent Gilbert. Gilbert getting a bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 2, not able to take advantage of of anything because he is got a bit out of shape there. That Kodiak car of the 13 is right behind him in 6th place. 7th place Larry Anderson in the number 04. Michael Costa Jr. is there in the number 88, plain black car, not sure. 9th is Jeffrey Patterson, and running at the top 10 is the 099 of Marcus Hagman.
Tyler Vickery making some hay right now in 12th, fighting it out with the 022 of John Stieber. Another throwback scheme, the old Kyle Petty scheme from
now, is that Kyle
early
Petty
90s.
or is that Days of Thunder, guys?
Well, technically it was the same
era,
same paint scheme.
Yeah.
Judging from the rest of the logos on there, I'm gonna say that's Petty.
Yeah, probably. And while we're sitting here talking, Vickery, I mean, just got a 2-for-1 deal there. It looked like the 16 got a little bit out of shape, backed up the 022, and Vickery, I think, is that into 9th.
He's into 10.
Yeah.
He's into 10.
P10 on his
Went from
debut.
12
That's pretty
to 10.
impressive. Yeah. Into the top 10 on his debut.
Looking back a little bit further, you got the 18 rolling the old Sterling Marlin paint scheme, running Dodge. Texas Gary running the Evernham racing scheme. I mean, that's the one thing I love about this car is these schemes work so well on this.
Absolutely. As we got one person running the Catalyst Mint scheme. That's a current scheme, not a throwback. Obviously throwing some sponsorship out there for the league. Let's go back to our leaders now. Spencer Preet is still controlling the field ahead of the 12 of Mark Arthur. Got about 0.3 of a second lead over the 12 now. So everybody getting pretty spread out at the front already.
And I think you're going to see this, guys. I mean, other tracks, the tires on these cars, the tire compound that they run, it wears off very, very quickly. And it comes down to who can run the fastest line and not really use up those tires. And, you burn your tires quick, you could lose half a second a lap really fast here. And I think these guys are just running a nice smooth line right now, and they're running away.
Well, we're coming into the point where the current tire model in iRacing falls off the cliff, and I think our young gunner broadcast partner, Tyler Vickery, is learning that quickly as he's starting to get freight trained on the high side. Has already lost 10th and is about to lose 11th as Longston has gotten by him, and here comes, he's fighting right now with Tex Perry. So I'm thinking Vickery is learning quickly that, this tire model, and it's not a slam against iRacing, it's just, the earlier tire models, you can kind of feel, okay, yeah, the tires are starting to give, it was a gradual hill. It was like, a soapbox derby style hill. And Vickery into the wall.
And let's not forget that the track temperature is quite hot there tonight, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's going to really have an effect on the tyres as Vickery hits the wall again. And I'll let you in on a secret for this series, guys. Open setups, so everybody is running their own setup out there tonight.
Well, hopefully Vickery can get some tuning done on that car. But the thing is with the most recent handful of tire models, it used to be it was a gradual. Yes, the tires are starting to give up. I need to back off. Whereas now it's like taking the swan dive off the edge of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, speaking of which, we have got a nice 3-car battle brewing up for third place between Michael Cozy Jr., Travis Brown and Elliott Smith. Cozy Jr. Just about got the legs over the 33 and the 91, but yeah, some nice little battles shaping up as the 33 is under pressure from the 91 of Elliott Smith. Elliott Smith getting the draft out of turn 2, not able to capitalise on the slingshot so far. But yeah, really, really close fighting so far between those two cars, Tony.
It looked like the 91 may have had a little bit of aero push off too. He you saw it start to, gain towards the wall, and the gap opened up at that point.
Yeah, and I mean, these cars, to me, and you can correct me, Tony, but when you're out there driving these cars, they seem much less dependent on aero grip and much more dependent upon mechanical grip to run well. But still, you take the air off of the nose of the car and the air off the back of those cars, they can get out of shape really, really fast.
They can, and that's one of the things that I do like about this car is if you put your car just right, you don't have to touch the car you're racing with to get them loose. If you just car placement, and you can suck somebody around.
I've just lost connection, guys. I'm not sure what's happened. I will be back as soon as possible, guys, but unfortunately this broadcast has been interrupted due to technical failure of some sort. I'm back again. That was weird.
Well, Bob Cunningham taking it pit side. He is slow as all get out right now. Not sure exactly what took place there.
The car looks okay. He didn't hit anything, did he, guys?
I wonder if we've got green flag pit stop starting off already.
No, he hit something. If you look, the left side of that car is just... The left side of his car is sticking out a lot.
Okay, then I wonder...
Yeah.
No, that's not where it was. Back up a little more and see if I can find it here.
Meanwhile, let's go back to the battle for the lead as Mark Arthur has caught up to the back of Spencer Preet. This is our battle for the lead as we are now on... Wait for it, the bloody ATVO crashed again. I'm having technical issues.
Working lap 16.
Yeah, there we go. You take over for a second.
Working lap 16. Arthur to the inside. Preet stuck on the high side. They're side by side through the 1-2 complex. Preet still hanging tough on the high side. Arthur's got to get him cleared quickly or he's going to burn the right front off that car.
Absolutely. As
they continue to run side by side.
And I think, if he uses that side draft correctly, guys, I think he can clear him into 1, but it's still going to take a little bit of work.
Well, he's got him cleared now. He's got to come up in front of him and throw the block off of 2, which, there it is. Finally has the clear. We have a new leader, Mark Arthur in the Zippo Camel number 12.
And I wonder, guys, early in the race, I wonder if Preet just didn't roll out of it just a little bit extra and pull down behind him instead of fighting for it right now. He knows way too early to fight. He didn't look like he tried to contest it that much after Arthur got around him.
Well, that's a good possibility. Now, the one question that I don't think any of us have asked of the league admins, are there fast repairs in this?
I'm guessing if there's no, if this is an open setup league, then I'm guessing fast repairs might not be an option.
Oh, no, there it is. Incident limit 0, fast repair limit 1.
So they do get one reprieve if they have an oop. So maybe Bob Cunningham might have a bit of a reprieve there, even though he is 3 laps down now. Let's go back to another battle brewing between it's still there between Travis Brown and Elliott Smith. They're still together, and Larry Anderson has actually caught up to the back of those guys now.
Well, Anderson is making his presence felt right now. The 91 is under extreme pressure as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. And it looks like, he's taking it pit side. So Elliott Anderson locks him down, slides, just barely missing the grass. How he didn't get popped for speeding, I'll never know.
Well, we'll soon find out when he hits his box if he does get popped for speeding. Meanwhile, let's go back to Larry Anderson, who is chasing down Travis Brown. He's also got company with him. That's Doug Thompson, about 2 seconds behind him. That's not going to be a threat. I did get it wrong. That's Bob Cunningham behind him. Bob Cunningham trying to get some laps back after his pit stop. He's on the freshest tyres out there. Mark Arthur at the front. He's actually pulling away. He's nearly a second to the good over Spencer Preet now.
And Elliott Smith did not get popped for speeding, so just barely able to get it under the speed limit as Longston taking it pit side now.
I want to ask, guys, is Larry Anderson, his rear end, that rear spoiler looks a little jacked up. Did he get into somebody? Or did somebody get into him?
Who's Spencer Preet? Or
no, Larry Anderson, the 04.
Yeah, Larry Anderson has been hit. The entire roll panel of that car, if you look at it, where the bow tie sits on the back bumper, it's caved in. So he's taken a shot.
Yeah, somewhere. But
it doesn't seem to be affecting him much. If it is affecting him, it's actually giving him more downforce.
And that's what I was going to ask. I wonder how is it affecting him? What's it doing right now? If there's anything to be gained or lost with that little bit of damage.
Well, from the looks of it, and from his lap times, it's actually helping him. He had the second fastest lap of the last lap finished.
everybody really spread out now. There's not really any battles going on as we are under green flag pit stops. We've got quite a few people on pit road as Anderson brings it down now. We've got Marcus Hagman on pit road, Tyler Vickery on pit road 2, John Stieber, Elliott Smith has already been down. Yeah, everybody coming down pit road now as we've got Tex Perry down on pit road as well.
And Longston missed his pit box the previous time he tried to stop.
Oh wow, so that's going to affect him in positions as Tex Perry mixes his pit stop as well. Has to go back even further to get back into his pit stall. That's not going to help him any more. Travis Brown, no, Michael Cozy is in pit road as well in the 88. So everybody bringing it down pit road now. Green flag pit stops are underway as we are on lap 26 out of 167 as Cozy Jr. hits the wall going into his pit box. That's not going to help matters.
True story.
Yeah, I mean, just all kinds of craziness. I wondered, I'm wondering, guys, just how beat are these tires? Because these guys are just sliding around trying to get down to pit road speed.
Well, you can see some of the cars starting to dance around in traffic. So I'm thinking that a lot of these guys have not only worn the goodie off their tires, they've worn the goodie off the inner liners as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
We're looking at the leader, Mark Arthur, still going round, wondering when these guys are going to bring their cars down to pit road, as Fraser comes down to pit road as well now. Still got 9 cars still out there, not taking a pit stop yet. So I'm wondering if it's a case of different setups, different tyre wear, as still nobody else bringing it down pit road at this time.
I mean, I want to say, having run a lot of races over the years here on iRacing, league, public, it doesn't matter. I think this is the longest I've ever seen a K&N race go caution-free, so major kudos to these guys.
Well, other than D-Class where they don't throw cautions at all.
Okay, fair enough.
And Preet in pit lane now, giving up second place so far.
Let's see how he does as he slids through his pit box, just like everybody else has done. So that's not going to help him either. He's going to lose a couple of spots there because of that.
And the 999 fighting to stay on the only 1 lap down. He's already taken his pit stop, and the leader just blew by him like he was not even there. Oh no, I'm sorry. The 999 just went a lap down, not taking his pit stop.
Yeah, and he's scraping against the wall. That's going to hurt. As he's slowing down now, and he is bringing it down to pit road now. Mark Arthur still staying out, and he's battling it out with Tyler Vickery behind him, and the 16 of
Jeff Patterson.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on to her, kid.
As Vickery's in the wall.
Vickery had help going into the wall.
Yeah, I'm going to say, guys, that wasn't all by himself. A lot of guys got wadded up there, and too.
Absolutely, as Vickery gets back up to speed again.
And your leader is going pit side.
So here he comes. Let's see how he does on this pit stop. Hopefully he won't slip through his pit box like Spencer Preet did. Getting down to speed very, very nicely indeed. Getting it down to 88 miles per hour. Gets into his pit box. And he slides through as well. So this pit road is very slippery tonight.
The pit road is either very slippery or the tires are just that whooped. I would like to point out that there have been 2 retirements from the event. Herman Reynolds and Mark McSweeney both putting it behind the wall, calling it a day.
And that's unfortunate for them. I don't think Herman Reynolds took the green because he's not showing us any laps run tonight. So,
and your leader right now, Travis Brown, in the 33.
Yeah, he's on extremely old tyres now. You can see by the way he's sliding around the track on that backstretch. Going into turn 3 and 4, that back end stepping out slightly. So his tyres might have taken that.
And he's taking it pit side this time. Getting it woed down. Locks him up just a tick. Getting it down to 55 miles an hour.
Actually, I think the pit road speed here, guys, is 50.
Nah, 55, because that's what he's going down pit road at right now.
I think my speed's in the kilometers.
McFadden taking it down pit side now as well. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to Spencer Preet.
So that slide through the pit box didn't affect him at all, as he's now back in the lead. Elliott Smith has been promoted up to second now. Michael Cozy Jr. is there in third, even after he hit the wall in pit road. Marco Arthur comes out in 4th place. Larry Anderson is in 5th. Marcus Hagman is your 6th place driver. John Stieber 7th. Doug Thompson 8th. 9th is Travis Brown, and 10th is Tex Perry.
Well, that just goes to show you exactly what the difference is between, when you pit, how long you stay out, how hard you're working the tires. You're talking about a 3-lap difference between Preet and Arthur, and Preet was able to make up over 4 seconds. Now leading, Arthur has dropped to 4th, and he hit it behind the 3 cars in front of him.
Absolutely, as Vickery's in the wall again. Sorry, KP. Vickery's in the wall. He's not having a good time out there tonight.
Texas is a really hard track to start your first race in a new league at. I mean, it's not an easy track if you're unfamiliar with the car and what it can do. So, I mean, Tyler, hats off to him fighting and trying to stay out there. But, I think that car's about 3 inches narrower than it was when he started the race.
As we've got the number 8 spinning through the tri-oval, that is Dustin Logston. He is not having a good time either out there, as he's going to bring it pit side, and I believe that might be the end of his night tonight.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yep.
Yep, he's taking it. Oh, he's towing.
Well, no, he's getting whacked for unsafe pit entry.
Yeah.
Very true.
Let's go and find a decent battle. Everybody's spread out and literally seconds apart from each other, apart from Mark Arthur.
3rd and 4th.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Mark Arthur and Elliott Smith fighting it out for 3rd place. Arthur getting the clear on Elliott, so...
And that's what 10-lap difference in the tires does. Smith pitted 17 laps ago. Arthur only pitted 6 laps ago.
And guys, I don't know why. I mean, it can be a setup thing, I guess, why you want to pit that far different. But I mean, we know here. You see it in the real world. You see it in iRacing. When that first guy pits, you gotta pit right behind him, because just a couple of laps different could be 5, 6, 10 positions on track.
I'm honestly thinking Mark Arthur stayed out there thinking that somebody was going to step on their own junk coming out of the pits.
Yeah, maybe, and I think he was hoping for a caution. That's probably why he stayed out for so long. But he's there. He's back up into the top 3 again. Not where he was hoping to be when he came back out, but either way, he's there regardless. Everybody is...
and the 16 guys is around and into the wall on the front stretch.
And there's our first caution of the night.
That last run, did you see any rubber laying down at all?
Let's go back and see what happened there. Losing it coming out of turn 4, so Tony predicting right with the bogey corner, hitting the outside wall in the tri-oval, and everybody just barely getting around and doing very well to get around him, actually.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the scariest moments for a driver, when you're sitting pointing the wrong way on a one-way street and everybody's coming at you at speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been a victim of that ARCA break, as Tony likes to call it more than once, where, you're sitting backwards and someone's coming at you at full speed and you just hope that it's a soft impact, which it never is.
Well, the last time I was pointed the wrong way on a one-way street, it was because I had help, and it was in a Jetta race, KP.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have video evidence, my friend.
Oh, push.
Spencer Preet brings him down to pit road. That'll be the 27 coming down pit road now. Everybody coming down, apart from one car. I think he's a lap down.
That is a lap car.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you who are wondering what KP and I are rattling off about, we used to run with a group that we used to call MazJet, where taking themes from what you're seeing here tonight with the retro cup-style schemes on a lot of these cars, we did that to the Volkswagen Jetta, and then ran it on short tracks, and we did it on a dirt track once, and KP showing he definitely is related to who he's related to, and I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but you're definitely related to Onion Head.
Well, it's a lot of fun. No, definitely recommend it, folks, if you're looking for something to try. Throw a Jetta, throw a setup under it, and go to Lanier.
What setup? You put 1 gallon of gas in the damn thing and you run 60 laps.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
There is no setup in the Jetta. It's pull fuel out of it and just go.
It's basically the tin top version of the Pro Mazda.
No, it's even more so. Just there's nothing to do to a Jetta, and I would like to point out Patterson did not use a fast repair. The left side of that car looks like it's been through a war zone.
That's not going to help him in the future, as winners off pit road right now. Spencer Preet coming out first. Mark Arthur actually gaining a position in pit road is up to second. Elliott Smith is up to third. So can't remember who was in second. I think it was someone was in
Anderson.
Anderson was in second. He's managed to lose 2 spots. He's back there in 4th place. Marcus Hagman is in 5th. Michael Cozy Jr. is 6th. 7th, Travis Brown. 8th now is Tex Perry. 9th is John Stieber. And running out the top 10 is Doug Thompson in that Kodiak car.
And guys, I want to... Sorry, go ahead.
No, all you.
I was going to say, I want to point out, I think we went, 39 laps before that first caution. So, I mean, that was, a really good first run for all these drivers. A couple little hiccups here or there. But for the most part, these guys are showing they really know how to get around this track.
Well, they know how to get around this track. They know how to wheel this car because, this car is inherently going to be, slightly to the looser side than the more modern full-fendered stock cars, the Cup car, the truck, and the Xfinity car here in iRacing. And you need to be ready that this car is going to want to go through the corners like it's on dirt. And a lot of these drivers were expecting it. A lot of these drivers were able to handle it. And we saw, those who weren't ready for it, they ate the wall. As we've seen more than one driver have a brush with the safer barriers going through the corners.
Yeah, and that was Tyler Vickery on more than one occasion.
Well, he wasn't the Lone Ranger on that one.
That's true.
I'm going to say I've seen one of several.
As the lights are off on the pace car, they're bringing it up to turns 3 and 4. Tony, how about you getting going again?
Bringing it up to 3 and 4. Oh, yeah, they are. Hey, I wasn't live. So, Preet, Arthur, Anderson, Hagman, Cozy, Brown, Perry, Sieber, Gilbert, and Frazier, your top 10. Pace car is in... Not yet. Pace car... Yeah. Pace car makes that hard left turn. Field is in Preet's hands. He's holding him down. Pulls the trigger just before the green comes out. Looks like he got Arthur to stutter a little bit. As Arthur under attack right now from Larry Anderson in the 04.
I was going to say, that was a great restart by that 27, guys. I mean, he pulled 5 car lengths, before they got into turn 1.
Yeah, but that gap is coming
got
down.
Another car into the wall. That looked like Hagman in the 099.
Yeah, as we're seeing Tex Perry putting an outside move on the 227 of Carl Vincent Gilbert.
He was, till he ate the wall.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Turn 4 bites again.
Yeah, I mean, turn 4, it doesn't matter if you're in an Indy car, a stock car, a truck, whatever you're in. I think you could be in it in a dirt car and that thing would still be slick, loose, and no fun.
As guys, I've never done this in a K&N car before, so I'm going to do it now. We are about to crank it up as we are bringing it on to lap 47. Everybody getting very spread out again in this running of the race so far. You want close racing, but at the same time, it's very amazing to see how these cars can get so spread out so quickly.
Yeah, it is, and I mean that. To me, that comes down to the setups. You know, you could have somebody who's got a short run setup under this car, counting on a lot of cautions, a lot of pit stops. You could have someone who, has a very long run setup, and that's what it comes down to. I think these guys are just spreading out because of the diversity in the cars. And driver style, of course.
Absolutely. As we're seeing Mark Arthur coming under pressure from Michael Cozy Jr. Cozy Jr. is about 1 or 2 car lengths back as they go on to lap 50 of 167. 1/3 of the way through, more or less. Lots of little different battles going on. We've got Marcus Hagman chasing down Travis Brown there, who's in the 33. With Larry Anderson there in the 04 all by himself, more or less. Yeah, everyone's spread out. Let's go back to Tyler Vickery, who's managed to get himself back on the lead lap again. All by himself, and I'm guessing he's used up his last fast repair because he has got literally no speed in that car compared to everybody else.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of damage. There's a lot of damage, actually, on that right side. He's twitchy off the corners, so...
A little bit of damage?
Okay,
Okay, so you're going to say Hitler was mildly confused, too, right?
Okay, touche. Somebody may have beaten the side of his car with a stick.
Spencer Preet's connection dropped for a second, and he's blinking like a fat kid with lemon in his eye. You're welcome, Tony.
Hey, now. That's my line. Meanwhile, the battle right now is for second between Cozy Jr. and Arthur. These guys are just slugging it out right now for second.
And I wonder who hasn't made some adjustments on their car here, because that 88 car is coming alive.
Well,
the 88's coming alive, and he's showing that he can really handle what the track's throwing at him right now. I'm thinking he still had his qualifying setup in when we took the green.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think even on this last restart, I think he restarted 6th or 7th. So, he's come through quite a bit here. And he might soon be in the lead.
Absolutely, as he is starting to close that gap between him and Spencer Preet. Spencer Preet has got problems of his own, as we got a caution out.
So what you got going on out there, bud?
Can't see who that is. Steva? Can anybody else see who? Oh, it's Jeffrey Patterson, maybe, because he stopped in pit road.
He just went pit side.
I can't see who that is. Everybody's still at full speed. I'm gonna go back up.
It might be Patterson. Let's see what's going on here.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go back and look at Marcus.
Yeah, it was Patterson.
Yeah, thought so.
Completely sideways coming through the 3-4 complex and just dove down pit road.
Yeah, as you see him there coming out of turn 4. I've probably gone
that
way...
would be a number. Sorry.
He's probably gone back a bit too far, but there he is chasing down the 13 of Doug Thompson, coming out of turn 2. He's already got some damage on that car already before he even spun it out and brought the caution. We've seen him there coming through turns 3 and 4. I have gone back way too far. Yeah, gets 2 wheels on the apron, backhand steps out, brings it round right in front of the course car. And yeah, he's going to get, not only is he going to bring out the caution, he's also going to get popped for unsafe pit entry.
That might be the second one tonight.
Yeah, didn't he bring out the first one?
Yes.
Thought as much. As Spencer Preet has brought them down pit side again. No. Yeah, he has. He's in pit road. He's just coming out now. Fighting it out with Cozy Jr. and just about wins the race off pit road.
Yeah, I was watching. I mean, everyone, for the most part, looked clean on that pit stop. Guys hit their marks, got what they needed to get done, and some good pit stops that round, guys.
Well, Hagman stayed out, and I'm wondering if that's strategy or if it just he needed the point in the points chase. Because if I'm thinking it was more to stop the guys from behind him from getting the wave rounds.
As here he comes down pit road.
He's hitting pits now, so I think it might have been to just try and lead a lap, guys.
Yeah, I'm guessing so too. Spencer Preet rejoins the front of the field behind the pace car.
I would like to point out, if you take a look, the two guys that are at the front of this field, they are two of the three drivers in this field who have qualified for the chase.
Yeah, so they are they're just basically racing for championship points right now, not to get in the chase. So they are just, basically fighting out for a race win right now, as Larry Anderson is also trying to fight out for a chase spot, so he'll be interested in getting around these two on that restart. Anderson actually gaining a spot off Mark Arthur, so Arthur getting a few issues on pit road.
Well, Anderson, cone to cone, had the stop of the segment going 36-2, whereas the next closest was your leader, Spencer Preet, with a 36-4 cone to cone. And when we say cone to cone, folks, that's entrance commitment cone to exit cone of pit road. Anderson just hit his marks, plain and simple.
And he's one of the drivers. Sitting here watching these, first time watching this series, he's incredibly smooth. I think I might say he's one of the smoother drivers out there, at least that I'm seeing so far. Just hitting his marks every lap. He might not be the fastest every lap, but he's just a smooth driver all the way around, and I wouldn't expect pit road to be any different for him.
Well, I do take that back. Of the drivers who took 4 tires, he had the fastest cone to cone. The fastest was a 32 flat for Andrew Frazier in the Coors Light 18.
This could be an interesting restart, guys.
Frazier only took 2.
Speaking of restarts, the lights are off on the pace car. KP, I'm going to let you have a chance to get them going this time. We're going to take it in turns.
Alright, guys. Well, they're formed up. They're getting ready here. Turn 3. Turn 4, we have Spencer Preet and Michael Cozy Jr. They're going to lead you down 27 and 88. And we're getting ready here. The pace car is about to make that hard left turn onto pit road. There it goes. And almost immediately, Preet steps on the gas, guys. He's going to leave him in the dust. And it almost looked like the 88 didn't quite get going there on the outside.
Backs him up behind him. The 12 and the 33, both bumper to bumper. Everybody stays off everyone else, but the 88 getting freight trained right now.
As there goes the 04 of Anderson on the inside of Cozy Jr. Gets it all wrong going through 3 and 4, and that's going to let the 33 of Travis Brown in as they go for the tri-oval. Gets the inside line. Travis Brown has got damage on the back end of his car too.
Well, Travis Brown just mowed the grass a little bit. Looks like somebody did get into the back bumper of the 33. No harm, no foul, though, as he's still back up to speed, carrying a lot of speed. The battle right now is for second, as Cozy Jr. all over the back bumper of the 12 of Arthur.
Man, if the 27 keeps blinking, it might be a battle for the lead, guys.
What a way to lose a race.
Yeah, I'll say. That's going to be a terrible way to lose a race, but he's already in the chase, so he shouldn't worry too much. Mark Arthur, meanwhile, is not in the chase, and he wants that lead. He's got that inside line as they make their way towards 3 and 4. And he's going to get the clear, is he? Because Spencer Preet comes back again, gets a wiggle on the outside. Here comes Cozy Jr. Is he going to make it 3 wide? No, he's not. Thinks the better of it, as Mark Arthur still has that inside line going into turn 1. As the caution's out again, that is going to be... That's going to be Travis Brown. Oh, wow. Let's go back. Bangs doors with Anderson, and around he goes in the tri-oval. Comes back up in just in front of Tex. And, yeah, That's the
Well,
third
you back
caution.
it up a little more. He caught the apron going into 3 and was fighting it from there.
As, yeah, we'll go back even further, look at it between the 33 and the 404, battling it out for that position. Caught the apron into between 3 and 4, gets up high, gets a twitch coming out of 4, bangs doors with Anderson, and around he goes, and yeah, that's caution number 3 right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, hard racing right now. Oh, we almost have a stack up on the backstretch as everyone was coming to the pace car, guys.
Yeah, communication not being observed there while they're slowing down for the pace car, so everybody has to be careful when they're slowing down for the pace car. We've seen this many times before as Cozy Jr. having a bit of a sprint there on the outside of Mark Arthur. We're not under green yet, Cozy, just calm down.
Yeah, guys, that number 88 car's got quite a bit of damage on the left side, I think.
Oh!
Oh!
Paramedics down to the tri-oval, please. Someone's just murdered a cone.
That was an interesting way to enter pit road.
I
who's going to get popped for unsafe pit entry. Who tagged? Oh,
I think it was the 12 car, guys.
Freak goes through his box.
That's not going to happen.
Craziness everywhere.
Yeah. As here comes Cozy Jr. He's the first one out of his box. Preet didn't get popped too much as he's going to lose the lead. There goes Cozy Jr. He's first out of pit road. What a stop for him.
Cozy Jr., Preet, and Tyler Vickery only taking 2 tires.
Well, this could be interesting again, guys. So we're coming up to 100 to go here at Texas.
Absolutely. As Cozy Jr. rejoins the back of the field, those guys are laps down. That'll be Marcus McFadden, Jeffrey Patterson, and Bob Cunningham. Bob Cunningham's going to bring it down pit road, so he's not going to try and get one of his laps back.
Okay, I was watching. We had that contact, and I think the 88 used his fast repair because he got clocked really, really hard.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. So he's got. Yeah, I guess you're right. He's got some significant left rear damage.
It looks like one of the delivery cars at work that got tagged by a semi.
That would be putting it mildly.
No, we had a delivery car get tagged by a semi in a parking lot. Yeah. Go with that thought.
Anyway, I would like to remind everybody, if you like what you've seen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are live on YouTube, and we're also live on Facebook Live. We are on both a broadcasting page on Facebook, and we are shared to all the good iRacing groups on Facebook. So if you can't find us, then there must be something seriously wrong, because we are literally everywhere tonight, and we're really happy to see you all there. Watching us tonight. If you're interested in joining us in this league, then wait until the broadcast is over. Leave a comment in the comments below, and we'll have a word with Mr. Tex Perry, and we'll see if we can get you signed up for the next race. As Tyler Vickery is one of those people that was interested in signing up, and he actually got signed up tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was just down to a few minutes before the practice session, the race session went live, that Tyler signed up. Here he is out racing with them tonight.
So it looks like the 88 is asking your cousin if he's got any damage. Yeah, I went there. Go ahead. Get your hate mail coming.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Okay, it's good to have you.
Wrong...
It's good to have you back in the booth, KP.
Thank you, guys. I've actually kind of missed it. It's been a while. I've been out there running trucks and Xfinity too much. Like to sit down and actually watch a race once in a while.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, KP's real-life cousin drives the real-life NASCAR pace car.
And he's always drunk, apparently.
No, he's not.
I don't admit to it often. It's a distant relation.
as the pace car lights are off. They've backed off behind the pace car this time. As the pace car peels off, Cozy Jr.'s got to lead into the green. Let's see how he does it this time. Holding him down, and away we go. Lap 67 of his 167 underway, and Cozy getting off to a pretty decent start there. Spencer Preet staying with him, and we got 2x2 for third place between Vickery and Elliott Smith. Vickery got the line going through his turn 1 and 2. Can he hold on to it though as they go for a nice little drag race down the backstretch?
Smith having the draft off the 27. Vickery's going to have to work on it to get by him.
Yeah, as we see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
go
I
ahead.
was going to say, I think Tyler, I think this was a gamble for short-term gain on his part. If this session of the race lasts more than 5 or 10 laps, I think he's going to be at a net loss.
Well, you take a look at the last person that took 2. That's how we ended up.
Oh, we got one in the wall on the backstretch. That's Travis Brown again.
Travis Brown was the one that took 2 in the previous pit stop as well.
And he gets turned by the 12 of Mark Arthur. Also, Tex Perry taking a piece of that as well. So
No, I don't think he got turned, guys. I think he just got into the door of the 9 car and it sent him around.
I think he got into the door of the 9 of James Bunce and made Travis Brown back off, and yeah, basically I think what happened was Mark Arthur had nowhere to go and just basically utilised the chrome horn by accident.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, where if you know how to place your car, you can get the car next to you loose as all get out. Because of how the spoiler picks up air on this car. If you're directly on the outside of somebody, the car on the inside is getting loose.
Yeah, you don't have to use the chrome horn here with these cars. You can use the air horn.
As Doug Thompson takes it down pit road, getting some fresh Mr. Feelgoods. Also got James Bunce there in pit road. He's probably there repairing damage, and here comes Travis Brown to get that damage fixed. I'm guessing he's already... Well, he wouldn't have used the fast repair already, has he? No, he hasn't. And so his car's back up to normal spec again. But this was the caution Tyler Vickery was looking for, isn't it? Or otherwise he would have pit, wouldn't it? I don't know.
I'm thinking he's gambling on track position.
Yeah. I'm guessing if the more cautions there are, then the more he saves on those tyres, but there's only so long that those 2 tyres will last for, and they can't be for very long if they're only going for, what, 25 laps on a stint?
Yeah, and I mean, I want to point out too, guys, now might be the time to play some of these games because, we went the first 38 laps of this race without a caution. We've had, 5 cautions, I believe, 4 cautions in the last 32 laps. So the dynamic of this race has changed significantly.
Absolutely.
Well, it's the old adage that cautions breed cautions breed cautions.
Yep.
That's true. They're like rabbits, ladies and gentlemen.
They breed very quickly.
Rabbits nothing. They make rabbits look like monks.
Hey.
These guys are eager to get going again. They're 2x2 and the pace car lights aren't even off yet.
Well, I think that 27 is eager. He looked like he was getting ready to make a move on the 88 for the lead when that caution came out. So I have a feeling he can't get back to green flag racing fast enough right now.
But he is in the unenviable spot of starting outside row number 1, which is the second hardest location to restart a race from in all of iRacing.
That's true. You don't want to start the outside at Texas. You don't want to start the outside at Atlanta.
No, what I was going to say was the only other spot that's more difficult to restart from is second place on the inside.
Oh yeah, because if you haven't got 3 screens or VR, you can't see what the hell's going on your inside.
No, you can't see what's going on your outside. Even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very, very true, guys. Of course, I'm referring to just how slick this track can be at times. The outside line here is just no fun when you're coming up to speed, and it's very easy to spin the tires, even on fresh rubbers.
As pace car lights are off on the pace car, Tony, it's your turn to get them going this time around.
And Cozy and Preet back where they were previous to the start, or previous to the caution, back up on the point. Smith and Vickery right behind him. You got to wonder what Vickery's going to have left in the bag of tricks from the young gunner, as he did only take 2 tires on the previous caution. Currently 8 laps on the stint for those who didn't hit this past time. So the field working its way through the 3-4 complex. And, these guys are getting a little bit antsy. You see a lot of space being given. And I'm thinking some of these guys further back are going to try to get a run at the green and gamble on it.
Man, that's a dangerous proposition anywhere, especially here. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, so far so good, as we are back under green. 88 pulling the trigger a little bit early, almost 3 wide for 5th.
Yes, look, as Elliott Smith is getting a run on Spencer Preet. He's got that inside quarter panel there. He's got to try and get a run on him on the backstretch, but Preet has got the draft of Cozy Jr. That's not going to stop Elliott Smith, though, as he gets that inside line still. Has to back off of Cozy Jr. because Cozy Jr. kind of checked up a bit going for that corner, and Smith was too fast, maybe.
Well, Smith was fighting that wheel. If you watched his hands, he was sawing at that steering wheel like he had a death grip on it.
Yeah, that's very true. One of the great things we call as the 88 up the track, guys.
Almost gets collected by the 27. Here comes the 91 as both the top 2 had to lift off. 91 up into second. That's Elliott Smith with a nose out front as they come to the stripe.
Yeah, I gotta think that damage is really hurting the 88 guys.
33 thousandths to the good for Smith that lap. And, Cozy is about to get freight trained.
As here comes Spencer Preet there on the inside of the 88. Almost got the clear there, and he does going into turn 3. Michael Cozy Jr. in a bit of trouble here, as Tyler Vickery is still there in 4th place. Something's happened to the guy who was fighting. Where is he?
And somebody just cut the entire front part of the dog leg off the front stretch. It was a white car.
A white car?
No, that's Tom Osborne is parked. I'm hoping to bring out a caution. Got it completely sideways. Let me see what the hell happened to Osborne here.
Yeah, the whole right side of that car is pancaked.
What the hell? That was kind of weird. I'll watch this and I'll let you know if it's something we need to take a look at. But
let's go back to our leaders: Elliott Smith, Spencer Preet, and Michael Cozy Jr. battling out for that number 1 spot. Mike Arthur is now up to 4th place now, as he's chasing down these 3 drivers. And if these guys keep battling out, it's going to be very easy for the number 12. Here comes Spencer Preet now. He's got a run on the 91 as they go for the tri-oval. Cozy Jr. not giving up that position either. He's going to try and get that back up to the front as well, as they're single file going through turns 1 and 2. Cozy Jr. trying to get an inside line going on to the back stretch. They're about to go 3 wide. Almost 3 wide. Cozy Jr. thinking the better of it, but here comes Spencer Preet, and Spencer Preet is going to go back to the front now.
We had a lot of good racing all the way around this track, guys. That's fun to watch.
Well, I just found out what happened to Tim Osborne. He went into turn number 3 and the car lawn darted.
Ouch.
Right up to the top grill opening under the track. So that was a complete just program glitch.
As we go back, you should have seen what happened last night. One of the drivers in Go Fast Racing League got into a spin, hit the wall, bounced off the wall, and started flipping everywhere. So It was like the wall was made of rubber and it just clearly bounced straight off it and started flipping. That was a weird one. As we're seeing Michael Cozy Jr. back up to second, and we've got another caution out. That is going to be
the 13 of Doug Thompson pointing the wrong way on a one-way street as he was 3 wide going through the trial, or the dog leg on the front stretch.
Let's go back and watch that. He's in the middle of a pack. He's got the 0.99 on his outside and the 25.
How did he not hit anybody?
I don't know, but he got loose coming for the trial, hitting the grass, and then what were you saying about a lawn dart?
Yeah, how did he not hit anybody on his way back up the track?
I don't know. Sometimes it pays to be good, sometimes it pays to be lucky. I think he was incredibly lucky no one else collected him there.
I'm going to go out and... You know what? Watch that from Tex Perry's in-car.
You know what? I think I will. Let's go to Tex Perry there. We're looking at his cockpit. He gets loose coming out of turn 3. No, that's Tex Perry I wanted, not... Where is he? Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. James Bunt's in-car.
Oh, James Bunce.
Watch it from his in-car. And
I don't want to.
Tell me that it's not a Jeremy Clarkson moment.
I'll let you know as we're watching James Bunce. What? Wait, I'm still waiting to... As we see James Bunce there on the green flag lap, going through... I'm still trying to get back to it. There he is, right behind Doug Thompson. Doug Thompson getting a wheel on the apron as the outside is Tex Perry on the grass. Oh, they both get on the grass. Oh my God, some poos come out.
Thank you. As I said, tell me that wasn't a Jeremy Clarkson moment.
Very much so. As we go back to our second place driver, Spencer Preet, Cozy Jr., I'm guessing must have got around him just before the caution came out, unless they've been in pit road.
They all have been down pit road.
Okay. Yeah, he beat him off of pit road.
So Spencer Preet getting beaten off pit road again.
And I would like to point out that the 88 apparently has used his fast repair by the way.
Yes, that looks straight. It was not straight before.
Looks like the 16's finally used the fast repair as well, because no, I take it back, the back end's completely, yeah.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, it looks like he's backed into a telegraph pole.
Well, the good news is we're almost at the halfway point.
Absolutely. Lap 183. This lap next lap will be the halfway point.
Yeah, and I want to let you guys know, I went back and watched a couple laps previous to that caution. Those cars back there were beating off of each other something fierce. I mean, we had guys bouncing off of doors, bouncing off of fenders.
They were doing
just
what
about
to each
everything.
Other? Let's not go there. Right, let's get some interviews on the way, shall we? Let's speak to league owner Tex Perry, shall we? And see how his race is getting on. Tony, I'll let you conduct this interview.
Back end wants to turn fine. It's the front.
And Tony, I believe you're with Tex Perry right now.
Tex, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
That's Big 10-4, sir. How are you?
Oh, well, I can't thank you enough for letting us bring the league to the masses. Talk to us about how the tire wear is going, because we noticed a lot of guys, especially under that first set of green flag stops, were sliding through their pit stall. Is it as bad as it appeared to be?
The track has been hot and slick. Pit lane is just as bad. We've had a lot of ups and downs since this is our first year with this new car. Last year we ran the late models on the same schedule, so this is a new car for us. A lot of us are still trying to figure it out, but we're starting to come into it, and I think things are going to get better as the season goes on.
I think I've run a few recruitment races with you guys in the past. Well, we'll let you get back up to it as the lights are out on the pace car. Best of luck to you, Tex.
All right, thank you, fellas.
As soon as you said what this league was, Sam, it started to sound familiar, and I was wondering if it was the same league that I'd run with a couple of times a year or so ago, and that confirmed it, that a good group of guys know their stuff, plain and simple, as the field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Pace car makes that hard left turn, and Cozy holding him down, finally rolls back into it, doesn't just pull the trigger, wants to make sure that he doesn't get too big of a lead so he doesn't get freight trained on the backstretch.
Yeah, Spencer Preet not getting off to the best of starts, as we see Mark Arthur there all over the back of him, and here comes Elliott Smith again on the inside of that 12, gonna get a run, trying to take that third place away. Did lose a couple of spots in the pit stop, so he's going to make a run on Spencer Preet as well. So Elliott Smith looking for a twofer right there.
Well, provided these guys don't kill each other, I'm thinking one of these four are going to win the race.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just hard, clean racing right now. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, look who's back up in the top 5 as well. Travis Brown, after everything he's been through.
I believe that's what you call going from the penthouse to the outhouse back to the penthouse.
Oh, it's Tyler Vickery's
And
around!
there it goes.
And I'm afraid
No caution, guys.
that is going to be Tyler Vickery's race, because I believe he's used his fast repair up already.
Man, he's smoking horribly.
Yeah, that's his night done, I'm afraid.
That is a complete Cheech and Chong concert.
Meanwhile, back to the leaders. We've got Michael Cozy Jr. got 2 car lengths over the 27 of Spencer Preet. Mark Arthur coming back now. Well, he's still trying to hold off Elliott Smith. Elliott Smith really hungry for that third place. Travis Brown now has joined the party. He wants to be in the top 3 too.
And Sam, if you could talk to the boys in the truck about giving us an in-car of any one of the front runners right now. As a matter of fact, let's go, if we can we get on board with Tex, because just watch how much these guys are sawing at the wheel when they're racing this hard.
I have a gyro cam and I have a cockpit cam, so let's go to the cockpit cam there. And yeah, he is working that wheel hard as they go through turn 4 onto the tri-oval. Tex is actually doing all right tonight. He's up into the top 6 now, so having a good run there.
And I would like to point out Brown and Smith side by side for 4th right now, right in front of Tex.
And we're in car now with Travis Brown as he's on the inside of Elliott Smith. Gets a wheel on the apron. Elliott Smith is there on the outside too and lets him go.
Well, Elliott Smith got completely sideways coming through 3 and 4. He had to let him go, because if he tried to keep his foot in it, somebody was getting hurt.
I'm going to say he was doing his best sprint car impersonation off of 4 there.
You're not wrong.
And Mark Arthur is on an island all to himself right now. 1.7 behind the leader. Also almost a second ahead of Travis Brown now, who's just had that battle with Elliott Smith. I can't help but think Travis Brown is going to try and chase down that number 12 now he's cleared the 91.
Well, he's going to try to chase him down, but you got to wonder, 9 laps in, is he going to burn all the goodie off his tires and not have anything for when he gets there? As Thompson goes to the inside of Perry.
Makes it look just that easy.
Shades of Rusty Wallace in '87.
Oh, very much so. I just got goosebumps as they came through turn 4 there and he did the overlap on him. That just gave me goosebumps. Oh.
Does that mean his crew's going to beat up Darrell Waltrip later?
Oh, please do.
Sure. They can go completely Conor McGregor if they want to.
Too
one
soon.
Thing I noticed about the one thing I noticed about that 13 guys, everyone else is kind of under acceleration. The front ends are coming up quite a bit, and the front bumper of the car, I guess it's not a splitter in these cars, is really far off the track. but that 13 is seated much lower to a track than some of the leaders.
I'm seeing that as we go back to a battle between Marcus McFadden, and he's hit the wall, so he's had to give up a position to Marcus Hagman. Marcus McFadden not having the best of times there, as he now looks like he's got damage on the outside of that number 63. Let's go back to the battle for the lead, as it has closed up really much now, as the 27 of Spencer Preet looks on the inside of Michael Cozy Jr. and let the battle recommence, as these guys have been fighting all night long so far.
Those bombs away going into 3 for the 27 of Preet. Got a nose out front, coming through the dog leg. Cozy Jr. 2/1000ths of a second at the stripe.
Yeah, but he gives it up, guys, off of 2. He's going to fall in line behind that 27, and we'll see if this commences or if he runs with him a little bit.
As Cozy's trying to get a run on the exit of turn 4, not quite going to get there. Preet hitting the wall there. So Preet driving on the edge, as Cozy Jr. is going to get a run on him going into turn number 1 and 2. Not got the line quite yet, but he's still right there, guys.
Doesn't have the run or the line quite yet, but he is on the inside as they come down the back straightaway. It is a drag race down the back straightaway. And bombs away as Cozy sails it off into 3.
Ooh.
Gonna have to lift to stay off of Preet. Hard racing, but clean racing all around for these guys.
Absolutely, as they have completely left. Actually, Mark Arthur's actually gained 0.2 of a second over those guys who are battling. Make that 0.3 now. Elliott Smith and Travis Brown battling it out again, as Elliott Smith has made a comeback. He's got the inside line now on the 33. Still side by side as they come out of turn 2. And it's a drag race down for turn 3 as they make their way through that corner right now.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It was the 33 going to burn all of the goodie off his right front tire, and it looks like we finally have our answer. 15 laps into this current fuel stint, now 16 laps into this current tire stint, I should say, as the tires apparently will need to be replaced sooner than the fuel tank needs to be refilled.
Oh,
And
it's
into
Frazier's in the wall.
goes to 33. There
Travis
it is.
Brown, sorry.
We're kind of expecting that to happen. Just burned all of the good stuff off of that right front tire. And that car just did not want to turn.
Absolutely, and he's already used his fast repair, remember, as he's going to fall into the grasp of Tex Perry now. Tex Perry's going to be the next person to try and put a pass on him. As they make their way... Go ahead, KP.
I was going to say, we can't have flat tires in this sim, which is sometimes a good thing, but that looked like a tire going down to me.
Absolutely. It just, you wore all the goodie off of it, and the car just did not want to turn. So that was as close to a cut tire as you're going to find in iRacing. As
Tex Perry now up to the top 5.
Tex Perry to the top 5, and Mark Arthur has gained another 10th on the leaders.
Yeah, so these guys still battling it out. Spencer Preet still is your leader with Mark Cozy Jr. second. The gap is now 2.5 of a second, so a bit more of a gap than there was before. So, and Mark Arthur's still catching, so Mark Arthur must have something under that hood. Much more powerful than those guys in front of him. Either that or he's saved his tyres better. Either one.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many of these guys readjusted for short runs and how many just kept their long run setups, because some cars that were doing really well early on are falling off, and some of the guys are just keeping on.
Before we get too much further into this broadcast, I do need to personally thank Mr. Paul Zota for supplying the overlay that Sam's using tonight. I really like the way that this looks.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, there was a bit of an update made to it today. The red lettering is gone. We do have the stages thing there, which I'm not going to put up because we're not doing stage racing tonight, but the writing's all in white now, and everything seems to be a lot more crystal clear, and yeah, it's looking very nice. And yeah, we've got to extend a thanks to Paul Zota for supplying that for us. Paul Zota, Paul Zota, as we all know, is the league owner of Southern Motorsports. So, yeah, thanks go out to him. And what were you gesticulating at then?
Brown and Perry side by side, almost into each other.
Yeah, as Travis Brown has seemed to have found some more speed in that car and is making an outside pass on the 85. Don't know where he's got the speed from because his tyres are completely shot right now. And here comes Doug Thompson.
The other thing I gotta think is that he's just babying perhaps the tires a little bit better than some of these other guys who saw the chance, went for it, and then torched their tires themselves.
Well, if Tex Brown isn't careful, he's going to burn all the right sides off that car, and he's starting to struggle right now as he's fallen into the grasp of Doug Thompson in the 13.
Yes, Travis Brown has actually managed to get away from those two now. Tex Perry is in a bit of trouble now, though, as here comes Doug Thompson right behind him as they go through the tri-oval to complete 100, lap 104. We're on lap 105 now.
And I would like to point out that from a second and a half down to under half a second, Mark Arthur has really reeled in Mike Cozy Jr.
And Spencer Preet. So this is going to become a three-car battle very soon, as Mark Arthur is absolutely flying right now. So all that clean air he's had in the last 10-20 laps has really paid off, as he's managed to be able to save his tyres a lot longer than these two, and has now got the speed to get up to the back of Cozy Jr. Here he comes as they go into turn 3. Not going to give him the line as Cozy shuts the door in his face.
Yeah, I gotta guess, guys, Arthur kept his long run setup. Maybe this 27 and 88 adjusted theirs a little bit for a shorter run. I think he kept his setup under that car, because as this run goes on longer and longer, his drop off is so much less than everybody else out there right now.
And to the inside of Cozy Jr. right now, as they get into lap traffic, that is Tim Osborne, it looks like, in the 999.
Yeah, Tim Osborne trying not to make himself a nuisance there as they go through turn 4. And he's going to block Spencer Preet. That's going to let Mark Arthur catch up to the back of him now. Huge implications here due to the lap traffic. And here they come through turn 1. And the 12 is now right on the bumper of that number 27. Take that back. He's on the inside now as they go onto the backstretch. I don't think that 27 has got any more tyres left, as Mark Arthur is just going to breeze by as they go into turn 3 and put a lap on the number 16.
Jeff Patterson doing the right thing, staying way high, way wide, and just giving the leaders as much room as he possibly could and not put himself into the wall. So, good sportsmanship shown by the driver of the series-sponsored number 16.
Michael Cozy Jr. losing about 0.3 of a second from that battle as... Oh! Patterson getting into the wall there on the exit of turn 2, so not good for him. But yeah, Cozy Jr. losing a bit of time during that battle. He was held up by the lap traffic as well. So hopefully he can get back into...
we are starting to see green flag pit stops again.
Absolutely is.
Larry Anderson in the 04, the first taker down pit road.
Oh! Patterson just destroyed his car into the pit wall.
And that's what we saw a lot of during the hot lap session.
Yeah.
The guys would lose it coming off of 4 and just snap see you by, and you're through the grass and blap.
As Anderson makes his way out of pit road, he's now down in 13th, 1 lap down. Travis Brown, meanwhile, has been in pit road as well. He is 1 lap down and in 12th place. So we've only got 11 cars left on the lead lap. Bob Cunningham is 4 laps down still. Tim Osborne is 9 laps down, and Tyler Vickery is still there, but we won't be taking any more part in this race, I'm afraid. So he is out. Retirement so far, we've got John Stieber out, Dustin Logston out, Mark McSweeney out, and Herman Reynolds, I don't think he took the green in the first place. We've got Carl Vincent Gilbert there in pit road now, hitting his marks very nicely. He's down in 11th place. None of the big hitters taken to pit road yet, but if I had a guess of who's going to take it to pit road, my guess would be Spencer Preet.
Well, Sam, hang tight for me because we've got a crew going down to the infield care center right now to touch base with Jeff Patterson. Jeff, that was a hell of a shot you just took. What happened? We have Jeff
I went
Patterson.
into the turn and I just lost control of the car.
I mean,
On exit there.
what's the tire drop off really feeling like? I mean, is it track conditions? Is it tire? Is it setup? What do you think really played the major role in that one?
I think it was just a setup. We didn't get much time to work on it, and it's not very stable right now. So
Well, you
either that or driver error. So
Are you going to try to get back out there, Jeff?
yeah, if my car is able to get repaired.
All right, we'll let you get back with your team and see if you can't get the number 16 fixed and back out on the track. Best of luck to you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That was Jeffrey Patterson there speaking to us from the medical centre. As here comes our Spencer Pre. He's in pit road.
You lost it.
Gets it all wrong trying to get on pit road. Mark Arthur goes through the grass. That might cost him the win.
Absolutely, as we are looking at him now coming through the pits door. Let's go back and watch that, as he got it all wrong coming into pit road. Oh, really tried to slow it down, lost the back end of the car on old tyres, and the trip through the infield was the result of that. Coming back into pit road, I can't help but think he's going to get popped for unsafe pit entry for that now.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on it right now. He has finally hit his stall. And yes.
Yeah, he's going to
He did get popped. Yep. And he has fallen like a stone through the field.
That is just the worst feeling, guys.
Yeah, we've got Andrew Fraser as our leader right now. He's managed to stay out in that cause light number 18. James Bunce is there in second, and Marcus McFadden, the man that's had most of the fun tonight, he's sitting there in third. That's going to leave the net lead to Michael Cozy Jr., who was already pitted, with Spencer Pre over a second back from him. So Michael Cozy Jr. in a really good position right now once all the pit stops shape out.
Well, that is provided we don't have another
caution.
Oops.
Yeah.
I was going to say, guys, I think this, if I'm not mistaken, this just about drops us into our window for one more tire stop if this thing stays green.
Yeah, we are going to need one more after this, so we haven't seen the money stop yet, but it's going to be the next one. As Frazier finally ducking down pit road. McFadden going with him.
I gotta wonder if somebody's not going to take it easy on this run and make this their money stop.
That's a big ask. I mean, we're still 50 laps to go.
Travis Brown, despite all the problems he's had in that run just now, throughout the race, he's up into third place now. So whatever happened to his car, he must have fixed it, because he's got some speed back in that number 33 machine. Larry Anderson, he is sitting in fourth place. Elliot Smith dropping down to fifth place. Carl Vincent Gilbert is in sixth. Doug Thompson there in seventh in that Kodiak 13 machine. Tex Perry is in eighth. Marcus Hagman right behind him in ninth. That is actually our closest battle on the field right now between Perry and Hagman, and that's half a second, so everybody extremely spread out. Actually, I take that back, as Doug Thompson goes on the inside of Vincent Gilbert and takes away sixth place from that 227, so I was wrong about the close battles.
I'd like to point out, too, Mark Arthur just set the fastest lap of the race with a 29.82.
Yeah, so he's pushing.
Absolutely. I don't know if you can see his car when it's going down the backstretch. Does it look to you like it's a bit off center, or is that the way the car is?
That's the way the car is, but if you look at how high that front end's coming, he's got that car set up to bite off the corners.
It's like it's digging in on the right-hand side, but on the left-hand side, it's sticking up in the air.
Right, and he's got it set up almost like a pavement late model would be, where you give the left axle, or the left side truck arm, you give it a little bit more lead than the rear as he's sideways coming through the 3-port complex. But what you do is you give it a little bit lead, and what it does is it kind of it's all about weight transfer, and you notice how quickly he was able to gather that back up and get right back up to speed. That's what that setup that he has in that car is doing. Is he's driving it off the right rear, as opposed to you see, for example, we saw the 33, I believe. Well, let's take a look at the 9 right now. You notice just how flat the Miller number 9 is through the corners and off the corners.
Yeah.
He's driving it off of all 4 tires. He's got more of a conventional setup in that car, whereas Arthur in the 12 has almost like a pavement late model setup, where it's really meant to just bite on that right rear, which is why we were able to see him on the longer runs have more drive off the corner than everybody around him.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see when he gets in the gas off the corner. I mean, the front end of that car just stands up. It's like he's on a seesaw. And it's actually really impressive to watch.
Absolutely. As we go back to our lead battle now, Spencer Preet has caught up to the back of Michael Cozy Jr. and is using that outside line to take the lead. Bit unconventional there for the 27, but he seems to be making it work so far as he takes the lead on the outside. What a move for the 27.
And that all comes down to a show of mine are bigger than yours. I'm going to put them up on the dash and show you just how big they are.
Absolutely. We've got a huge battle for this lead there. Michael Cozy Jr. had absolutely nothing for Preet as he did make that move on the outside. Meanwhile, let's go to
before you change cameras, Sam, real quick, you can see it in Preet and Cozy Jr.'s cars. They're running a more conventional setup as well, which probably is what's leading a lot to when Arthur can get to traffic later in a run, that's what's giving him that advantage.
I was going to say, because when they came out after these pit stops, if I'm not mistaken, Arthur wasn't that far behind the 88, or that far in front of, rather, and he's just motored away from these leaders trying to make something of this run after his mistake on pit road.
Speaking of which, he was down in about 17th when he came, 13th when he came out of pit road. He's made up 3 positions already because people have had to pit again, but Mark Arthur is already back into the top 10, and he is very quickly, even though he's 4 seconds behind him, catching Marcus Hagman. So Mark Arthur's not finished here, and if this race goes green to the end, I can see him actually making up a few more positions before this race is done.
Well, I've been watching the lap times of the top 10, and Mark Arthur is the only one that has consistently, since he came out of pit road, consistently been sub 31 seconds.
Absolutely.
So he's really, he's lit a fire under that thing, guys, and he's pushing.
But in the space of 1 lap, let me repeat that again, 1 lap, he has taken 0.8 of a second out of Marcus Hagman. That's showing you how hard he is pushing. But then again, Marcus Hagman is in a battle with Carl Vincent Gilbert right now, as Hagman has got the inside line as they make their way towards turn 3. Can he make the move stick? And he does. That's going to demote the 227 of Carl Vincent Gilbert down to P9 as he comes back again. Going into turn 1 now, he's not going to be able to make that comeback stick as he's slotting behind the 099. Marcus Hagman promoted up to 8th, and Carl Vincent Gilbert now down to 9th place. And still being caught by Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur has got that lead down to 2.382 seconds.
And but here's the one thing that I am concerned with, though, is Arthur's lap times have just significantly dropped. He was running consistent sub 31 seconds, where everybody else was hovering right around the mid to low 31s. Arthur's last lap was a 31.5. So I'm thinking he may have used all his stuff up in the first 15 laps trying to reel these guys back in.
Thing is though, he's still able to reel them in, as he's now 1.2 seconds behind them, catching them very quickly, even though he is on older tyres now.
Yeah, and I want to say, guys, I mean, it's only been 15, 16 laps under this green flag.
Caution's out.
Kind of walk me through a lap here, please.
Tom Osborne pointing the wrong way coming through turn 4. And it looks like that engine's about to twist. Just complete dirt track in, and almost lawn darts it a second time.
Oh.
See the front of that car dip into the track as he went into turn 3?
Yeah, that's the trans tunnel glitch that you usually see on Indy cars, not on these cars.
Yeah, you saw it in the front of this car, though, which is what he did the first time to bring out a caution. No, he didn't bring out a caution earlier. He just wadded the car earlier.
Yeah, almost taking James Bunce with him as well. James Bunce having to take avoiding action to avoid the 999. Doing very well to get away with it as well.
Alright, guys, so we've got 34 laps to go right here. Is this our money stop?
I'd say so, yeah. Because they seem to be able to go a long time on fuel, but on tyres, it's a bit iffy. Oh, is Cozy going a bit too fast into pit road there?
And also, guys, what's this do for our friend Mr. Arthur? Think he's back in this one hard and good?
Absolutely.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, that's going to be a lifeline for Mark Arthur as Travis Brown slides through his pit stall and Anderson slides through his pit stall. Anderson still can't get it right. Anderson's going to lose a lot of spots as Spencer Preet wins the race off pit road. That's going to put Cozy back down to second again anyway. Elliott Smith is going to come out in third place, so good pit stop for the 91.
What the hell just happened to Mark Arthur?
That's a very good question.
Because I'm only showing him with an 0.8 of a second stop.
Let's go back and find out.
Yeah, according to my info, guys, he took 4 tires.
Yeah, actually, he really did hit his marks properly, so I'm not sure what happened to him.
Well, then my telemetry is wrong.
No, mine came up the same as well. It was 0.7 in his box.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there was another car in his box that he ghosted through when he entered. I wonder if that may have confused the telemetry somewhat.
Yeah, that was Anderson that was in his box, so I wonder if that was the case.
Well, let's find out. But gaining a couple of spots there in pit road. Hit his spots perfect. Able to have the exact same cone-to-cone time as Preet and Cozy at 36.4.
Question is, do you want to bring him down and see how his comeback is going, Tony?
Oh, no, I don't want to jinx him.
Yeah.
Let's we'll interview him in victory lane, guys.
That's confidence right there.
But I think as long as they get one more caution here in about 15 laps, I think he has the fastest car on the short run. And I think he can really do something. But, 32 laps to go. Looks like it'll be 30 to go when we hit the restart.
Flip the coin. Do we want to talk? If the lights don't go out on the pace car, flip the coin. Do we want to talk to Cozy or do we want to talk to Preet?
Let's talk to Cozy.
Whoever I say is going to lose, so you guys decide.
As lights go out on the pace car, so we're not bringing anybody.
That's fair enough, as they are getting 2x2 as they go through turns 1 and 2. Preet, Cozy, Elliott Smith, Travis Brown, Doug Thompson and Carl Vincent Gilbert are your top 6. 7th is Tex Perry. 8th is Mark Arthur. 9th is Marcus Hagman. And rounding out the top 10, even though he got his pit stop absolutely wrong, he's still in the top 10. That's Larry Anderson. My God. KP, get him going this time, dude.
I don't know if I want to. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so I mean, you know, this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. We have the pace car here coming into turn 3. Whether or not this is going to be the last restart, we shall see. But they are lined up 2x2 as the digital version of Mr. Bodine gets ready to take that hard left turn down onto pit road. And it looks like holding him back just a little bit, 27. It looks like he's stacking that field and rolls back into it. And we are back green flag racing again.
Looks like the back of the field getting absolutely stacked up as the end as Marcus McFadden almost getting into the wall on that restart. Meanwhile, back at the front, Spencer Preet getting a decent start on that restart. Michael Cozy has a bit more of a pressure on him as he's got Travis Brown right in his tail, and here comes Elliott Smith on the inside of Brown, going into turn 3. Not able to make a stick as Travis gets a better run on the outside line.
I've got to think that Smith in the 91 has a short run setup in the car, plain and simple.
Absolutely.
Because you see him go like gangbusters as soon as we go back to green, and then he starts to fade ever so slightly. But meanwhile, here comes Mark Arthur.
Already made up 3 positions as he's going into turn 3. Getting a run on Elliott Smith. Not got the line as yet, but he's going to try and grab that inside line as soon as he can, but not got it this time round.
I'm going to say all he has to do is give that 91 car a lap or so, and he's going to be faster than him. I think you're quite right, Tony. You know, these guys with the short run setup, they're only good for 4 or 5 laps, whereas Arthur seems to be good for about 15.
And he bombs it into turn number 3, and Smith is a sitting duck right now.
Yeah, as Mark Arthur now sets his sights on Travis Brown for that 3rd spot. Gets the inside line going for the tri-oval as they start with 28 laps now to go, and he gets the inside line, gets the clear almost. He does get the clear, and he's back up to 3rd place. What a comeback by that number 12.
Yeah, all I can say, guys, is I want his setup guy on my team. This is just fantastic to watch.
Meanwhile, back at the front, Spencer Preet has got a couple of car lengths over Michael Cozy Jr. now. These two have been absolutely inseparable throughout this race tonight, and I can only imagine that the race is going to come down between the 27, the 88, and maybe the 12 if he can catch up.
Well, one name I would like to point out that is currently back in the top 5 is your only other current winner this year who's clinched a spot in the chase, and that's Doug Thompson in the 13.
Yeah, he seems to be flying pretty much, and he's trying to get onto the back of that number 91 of Elliott Smith. Not quite going to do it yet. He's got Tex Perry right behind him, the Hall of Fame driver in the number 85, also league owner. Sitting in 8th is Carl Vincent Gilbert, not got off to the best of restarts. He's under pressure from Marcus Hagman now. Marcus Hagman going to try the dive bomb, not quite there yet, but still on the back.
These guys were leaning on each other going through 3. Brown and Smith were just... There, no quarter asked for, no quarter given.
As Smith goes way wide coming out of turn 2, that's going to invite Doug Thompson in possibly.
Crosses him over down the back straightaway, just bombs it into turn number 3. Going to sail it off and live and let slide job as we come out of turn number 4. Brown up, that's Smith up into the number 4 spot.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are beating and banging right now. Well, metaphorically, just going at it. This is some great racing.
Mark Arthur, meanwhile, still closing that gap between him and Michael Cozy Jr. Got it down to 1.4 seconds now. Meanwhile, Cozy Jr. is falling away from Spencer Preet. Spencer Preet has checked out.
I'm thinking Preet may have made some chassis adjustments under that last caution.
I'm guessing so, as he's absolutely walking away from that 88 now. 0.8 of a second to the good over him now, with Mark Arthur still staying at 1.4 seconds behind, but slowly closing that gap now to second place.
Yeah, I wonder if the 27 didn't take a little bit of air out of those tires or pump some in. Actually, I'd say pump some in, counting on a little bit shorter run.
That's a possibility.
As he blinks again. So connection issues there for Spencer Preet, but he's still helping him. He's almost a second to the good over the 88. Looks like a more planted car this time around, not sliding around so much.
And guys, we're getting really close here. 20 to go, 22 to go, I believe. So
21 at the line.
Suppose 21, yeah. So I would suppose if we're looking at green flag pit stops, if anyone is man enough to do it, we're in that window.
We're in that window, but we've seen that they can make it on fuel. It's how long can you run on the Flintstones?
Absolutely. As we're looking back at Travis Brown in the 33, he is still under pressure from Tex Perry, with Doug Thompson right there too. So we've got a nice, actually a 4-car battle, because Marcus Hagman's just hanging back there in the number 099. So a nice 4-car battle there for 5th place. As they're nose to tail right now, no one really making a move as they come onto the backstretch. We are 20 laps to go, 19 to go at the line, as Spencer Preet makes his way. He's 1.7 seconds to the good over Michael Cozy Jr. now. This is pretty much Spencer's to lose now, as I probably put a jinx on him, but never mind.
Oh, it looks like he's just trying to run and hide right now. He's trying to get as far out in front as he can, and hoping that these guys are going to burn what they have left of their tires off to get to him.
Absolutely. We've got one slow car on the apron. That's Tyler Vickery, who's made his way back out of pit road. 62 laps down, but he's there.
He's going to claw his way around for a finish.
Got to take my hat off to him. He's actually, that's what's that, perseverance right there for Tyler Vickery, doing the job there and make sure he gets to the checkered flag. Meanwhile, let's go back to the battle between Doug Thompson and Travis Brown. Doug Thompson's got the run coming out of turn 2 and has taken away that 6th place from Travis Brown on the outside, just like Spencer Preet did to Michael Cozy Jr., but made it look a lot more easier this time round.
Well, getting back to what you're talking about with Tyler getting back out there, Tyler doesn't know the meaning of the word quit, so if you'd like to help buy Tyler a dictionary, you can donate to I Want to Buy Tyler a Dictionary, P.O. Box OU812, Orlando, Florida.
One thing, as we actually have a change for second, guys, is Mark Arthur just going around that 88 car.
And you can see the difference in the setups. We were talking about it earlier. With as much weight transfer as Arthur is getting, he's got such a better drive off the corner that's where he's really making up the time right now, especially with 18 laps on these tires. He's able to just get so much more drive than any of the other cars around him.
Absolutely, as Michael Cozy Jr. looks as though he's struggling on those tires now. Has fallen right back now to 3rd place, and he cannot keep up with that number 12 car, as now Mark Arthur is up to P2 and he sets his sights on Spencer Preet. However, 15 laps to go. I'm not sure he's got enough time to catch him at this point.
2.8 seconds and only a handful of laps to get it done. That's a big ask.
Yeah, I think he has to better him by over 0.2 a lap at this point.
And the only thing that's going to make him catch up immediately is if a caution comes out, and we don't want to tempt fate here, but that's one of the possibilities. Or if, as you would say, Tony, Spencer Preet steps on his own junk.
Well, I'm wondering if it's not going to be somebody else that's going to step on their own jump.
No.
Because we are, like KP pointed out, we are getting to that point where the tires are they're going to take that swan dive off the edge of the Grand Canyon, and Colorado River's kind of low tonight.
I'm going to say I think we may have just passed the longest run of the night, or one of the longest runs of the night on tires.
Well, we're 21 laps in right now, so
we're getting close. And there's still, 12 laps to go.
As we've got a battle for 5th place shaping up between Tex Perry and Doug Thompson. Doug Thompson finally got around Travis Brown and is now chasing down that 85. Doug Brown now on a charge now and is looking for a top 5. Doug Thompson, yeah. Oh, is they getting it together?
There's the caution.
Can they keep it on the infield, though? That's the question, and they do. No caution.
Wow.
Didn't see that one coming.
Shades of the pass in the grass from, what was it, 30 Winstons ago.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about how long ago it was, but yeah, that was impressive that they didn't collect anyone else and got it stayed straight for the most part.
Tex Perry getting some air through the grass as well.
They both caught air.
Doug Thompson actually gained a position out of
the
that.
shock specialists tonight.
Yeah, Doug Thompson actually got around Tex Perry and he's actually come back out in front and is back up to speed again, albeit with a damaged car. So I suppose that's one way to pass a person. Very Earnhardt-esque, passing to the grass. As he's now got Carl Vincent Gilbert for company now.
Well, I'd like to point out, too, that Mark Arthur has closed the gap by a full second since the last time we mentioned it.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds is the gap between the 27 and the 12. 10 laps to go here at Texas. Not sure if he's going to be able to catch him in that time, but if he's been able to take a whole second off him in the space of 5 laps, then I'm guessing we might see a pretty close race here by the time we go 5 to go.
I was going to say he's got to keep it smooth, not put more stress than he needs to on those tires to just keep running time down, and I think he'd catch him with a lap or two to the good.
As Marcus Hagman going through the grass there, not sure what happened to him. Let's go back and see what happened. Got loose coming out of turn 4 and getting it sideways going through the grass. Yeah, you're going to get a penalty. You just got 2 wheels on the pit road there, Mr. Hagman. Manages to keep it going, no caution again, but he's going to have to bring it down pit side to serve a 15-second penalty.
Well, KP, I think you called it that last pit stop that we saw was going to be the money stop. As I doubt any of these guys are going to try to go pit side with only 7 to go this time across the stripe.
Absolutely, as Mark Arthur has now got that lead to 1.3 seconds as they go across the stripe to complete another lap, and there are 7 laps to go. The gap is going down very quickly, but as Mark Arthur got enough in that car to get right up to the back of the 27 and maybe challenge for the lead as we get to the very end of this race.
I was going to say, guys, this last lap he was only about a 10th faster, Mark Arthur, over the leader, but the lap previous to that he knocked off 0.3 of a second.
Wow. So Mark Arthur,
there's a full 10th right there.
Yes, it's 1.2 seconds the gap now between the 27 and the 12. 6 laps to go, 5 to go at the line as Pre gets into the wall. That's not going to help him either. That's going to cost him some more time to the 12 and probably give him a bit of damage as well in the process.
So I got to ask you, Tony, right now, do you want to be the leader or do you want to be the follower when it comes down to aero with these cars sliding around on these thin onion skins?
Neither. I'd rather drive a pavement modified where aero's not quite as a big factor.
Fair enough. I mean, man, you can see Mark Arthur is just getting off of these corners so much better than our leader right now. It's amazing.
Well, if you take a look at the speeds that they're hitting going into turn number 3, there's almost a 7-mile-an-hour difference. And the gap is now 0.8 of a second.
So this is it now. 4 laps to go. The gap is less than a second. Mark Arthur is on a charge, but how long will those tyres last? Is he using what's left of the life of those tyres? And by the time he gets to him, is he going to be able to make a pass and get that lead away from him? Who knows? Spencer Preet must be absolutely quaking in his boots now as here they come. They're on the same piece of track going through 3 and 4. It keeps fluctuating between 7/10 and 8/10, but it's very close now between those two.
Well, Spencer Preet actually picked up 11 thousandths of a second that last lap, whereas Arthur had gained 3/10 the previous lap. Spencer Preet was 11 thousandths to the good that last lap.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think that's the first lap that Preet was faster than Arthur in the last at least dozen or so laps, if not more.
As the gap now falls to about 7/10 of a second, we are 2 to go here at Texas. The popsicle sticks are out, and next time round we will get the white flag as they're coming up to lap the 63 of Marcus McFadden. Will Marcus McFadden move out of the way, or will Spencer Preet have to do the hard way? The hard way is the only option for him there as he gets around the 63. Not going to be so easy for Mark Arthur as he almost get bought by the 63 as the white flag now comes out here at Texas Motor Speedway. Spencer Preet has the lead by 7/10 of a second over Mark Arthur. I can only assume Mark Arthur has used up the goodie off those tyres now.
Well, not only has he used all the goodie off his tires, he kind of had help with the lap traffic there. He needs Spencer Preet to just completely step on his junk and his crew chief's junk coming through the 3-4 complex. And unless the tires fall off of it, it's academic. 27, Spencer Preet winning another one this season. Mark Arthur hanging on for second. Michael Cozy still battling for third. Able to hang on sideways going through 1. The tires completely giving up just past the checkered on that one.
Same for Travis Brown, gets it sideways going through turns 1 and 2. He finishes 5th. Doug Thompson. Oh. That's gonna hurt.
Well, there's our first one of the evening, folks. Thank goodness this is a simulator moment.
Yeah, he absolutely annihilated his car going into the wall. Good job he did it after the checkered flag. Doug Thompson coming home in 6th place. Carl Vincent Gilbert coming home 7th. Tex Perry coming home in 8th after that incident with the number 13 earlier. 9th place is James Bunce, and rounding out the top 10, even after going through the grass and getting a penalty, was Marcus Hagman. So, entertaining race, guys. Very much a good race between those guys. Tony, let's get some interviews underway, shall we?
Absolutely. We are going to be reaching out to the man, 3rd place finisher, able to hang on to the final spot of the podium. Michael Cozy joining us right now. Mike, congratulations on the podium. That was some good racing that we saw all around. Talk to us about the setup that you had in the car tonight.
It was bad.
Okay. Man, a few words. Were you leaning more towards the short run setup, or were you trying to dial in something a little better for the longer runs?
I was trying to go fast, and I didn't do it too well tonight. I put in the wrong adjustment in the last pit stop, and went the wrong way on it, so it killed it at the last stop. Probably would have had a chance to win it, but yeah, that's where it went all the way wrong.
Fair enough. But we did notice that you were able to lead a few laps. You and Spencer and Mark, the 3 of you were really the class of the field tonight, all throughout the most of the event.
Yeah, we were all pretty much on similar stuff there. Mark, he had something a little bit different. Where he was better on the long runs. I kind of wish I had whatever he had because it worked out really well for him. But yeah, it's kind of kicking myself. It sucks. I just made the car. It was already really bad. I didn't make it. Made it even worse there on the last pit stop.
Well, fair enough, but we did notice that you have already qualified for the chase, so kind of a little bit of a stress reliever there, having gotten that win under your belt earlier in the season.
Yeah, I guess. To be honest, I had forgotten I won until somebody mentioned up. Man, it's been a while since I raced Miss Martinsville because I was in Martinsville. I really wanted to run that track, and I didn't realize. I guess I'm probably gonna miss it in the fall too. But yeah, long season, so I'll be here and there.
Fair enough, Mike. Anybody you want to thank tonight that helped you get on the podium here at Texas?
Yeah, I'd like to speak words. I'd like to thank Charles Brown, Spencer Preet, Mark Arthur for helping me with the set. So thanks to those guys. Thanks to Tex for letting us run and letting us run halfway decent cars. Unfortunately, the track conditions kind of suck today, but so it goes. Oh, thanks for broadcasting too. It was pretty cool.
Well, Mike, we'll see you next week, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, let's bring down second place. That would be Mr. Mark Arthur. Mark, have you got me, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
Mark, a very strong run near the end there. Had that problem going into pit stops earlier. Unfortunate to happen. Do you think you lost the win at that point, making that mistake in pit road?
Yeah, I think so. I was talking to them about it. I think, making that mistake thing just bobbled just a little bit, and then, after that, it was no saving it. These cars are pretty tough to save once they get a little bit sideways, but put me back in the very back of the pack. I came back through. Luckily, I had a caution. Got me back up to about 8th, I think, and then I had another caution. I got up to 3rd, but my car I needed that full long run to catch them, and having that caution right there early in the last little stage there, I didn't have enough.
Absolutely, and you were battling it out with the leaders for the good part. Looks like you got a very different setup compared to the other guys, with your car looking a bit different to the others. I mean, like the bumper a bit higher than the others. Were you going for a long run setup tonight or a short run setup?
Yeah, I had mine set up. A lot of them were tight, and they couldn't hold the bottom. I don't think anybody was holding the bottom quite like I was, and that's what I set it up for, because I knew late in the run it would get a little bit loose off, and that would, if I could hold that bottom, it'd be a little bit more grip down there, and I could be a little bit faster. I think if I'd have had 10 or 15 more laps, we could have made a race of it, but just a little bit short.
Yeah, you were catching Spencer very quickly as it came to the end of the race. Unfortunately, ran out of time, and you did come home with a second place. So very creditable considering the incident you had on pit road. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's second place?
I'd just like to thank my teammates, Spencer and Michael and Travis. We're all teammates, and we all worked on the setup beforehand. Then at the end, we all make a little bit of tweaks to set the car up for ourselves, and I think I had a little bit shorter gear than they did, which was helping me get up off the corner. But day late and $1 short, I guess, on this one.
All right, Mark. Congratulations on P2, and we'll let you get back and celebrate you with your team.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay, that was
all right. So, real quick, Sam, that just pointed something out to us. That team just took 4 of the top 5 spots, including the lion's share tonight. Spencer Pete, congratulations on another victory this season.
Thank you.
So, we were just talking to 2 of your teammates. Talk us through the adjustments that you were making on that setup tonight, to get it to where you were happy with it. Or were you?
Honestly, I mean, I was probably never happy with the setup at any point. I think that's just the way Texas is. It seems to be. It's just one of those tracks where you got to have a lot of patience with it, because if you start driving it too hard, you really burn the tires up, and that's what I was doing throughout probably the first half of the race. I was a little too impatient on the long run, and so most of the adjustments I made was just how I was driving. I really started backing up my entry to 1 on those last couple runs of the race, and I think that really helped me. be able to maintain for longer and not drop off as bad, so that I wasn't burning up the right front as bad. But other than that, I mean, I think I made one tire pressure adjustment all race. I'm not sure what the other guys were doing, but it definitely seemed like at the end there, just kind of changing my line and how I entered the corner was the biggest improvement.
Fair enough. Now, we did notice that you guys had a few green flag stops in there. How and for that matter, when you guys did do those green flag stops, that a lot of y'all were sliding through your pit boxes. How bad was the tire wear here tonight?
It was pretty rough. I mean, I think I've seen worse this season, but it was pretty bad. And it was catching you off guard when you came down pit road and had to slow from 50 to nothing to get in your stall. It would definitely wanted to slide through a lot easier than maybe somewhere else with a little less tire wear. But I mean, I think I was down to 70% in the 70s after a few 30 lap runs or so.
Fair enough. So now, I will completely admit I have no idea where we're going next week. Anybody want to chime in on this one?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's Bristol. Am I right, Spencer?
We're following the Cup schedule. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know either.
It'll be Bristol. Bristol's next on the Cup schedule.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
okay.
Bristol.
So talk to us about your thoughts of going to the last great Coliseum here with the K&N car.
I'm really excited. I've always been more of a short track kind of guy. And Bristol with the K&N car is actually one of my favorite car track combos. I used to run it a lot back when it was in the official series with the when these were still called like the national cars way back when on here, and I'd run it. Me and Cozy ran a few races way back in the day at Bristol with these cars, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it won't be a nightmare with cautions, but I think with how well tonight went, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good race.
Okay, so I'm going to say it now. Next week, we are going to be playing a drinking game during the broadcast. Every time a caution does come out, you have to take a shot.
Does that apply to the drivers as well? Because
I would prefer if you guys didn't, but for those watching the broadcast,
that might just make it worse for everyone else playing.
You can do so if you watch the replay. But we are going to be playing a drinking game during the broadcast next week. So every caution at Bristol, you have to do a shot. So I did
the big bottle of liquor, right?
Yeah, you're probably going to want to buy the big cheap bottle of Thunderbird.
Yeah, we'll see if we can help you out with that next week.
All right, alcohol poisoning for everybody. No, for I'll be straight with you guys. I was impressed all around by the fact that you guys were sideways, beating on each other, leaning on each other, and it was only when somebody just got over anxious in traffic is when the cautions came out. Other than that, I mean, you guys were racing hard. I mean, and KP can vouch for this one. It was a complete throwback for us to watch you guys do what you do, because it harkened back to when Senior was still alive and Terry Labonte was still running and Rusty Wallace was still in his prime, and these guys were able to lean on each other and kind of hey, I'm still here, I'm going to run you hard, but I might rattle your cage, but I'm not going to try to kill you. And that was impressive tonight, sir.
Yeah, I love these cars, man. They're a blast, especially if you kind of know what you're doing with the setup and you kind of know what you're doing when it comes to how far you can push it. Because I've had a blast this season. I'm so glad that we switched to this car because it was. We needed to go kind of a step up from where it was before, and I think this is definitely the right direction to go in with it.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, my absolute favorite pavement car that has fenders on it. So we will wish you the best of luck at Bristol next week, and we'll let you get back up and celebrate with your team.
All right, thank you guys.
Okay, that's going to do it for the interview portion of tonight. We're going to go through our results now as I put up some bump music, and that's going to be great. Coming home in first place, dominating the race with 106 laps led tonight was Spencer Pree. Coming home in second, a few laps too short, but still there anyway. Came home in second is Mark Arthur. Third was Michael Cozy Jr. Fourth, Elliott Smith. Coming home and completing the top 5 was Travis Brown. Coming home in 6th was Doug Thompson. 7th, Carl Vincent Gilbert. 8th was Lee Gona Tex Perry. 9th, James Bunt. And rounding out your top 10 was Marcus Hagman. Tony.
Well, Hagman was 1 lap down, so Bruce was the last car on the lead. Bunce was the last car on the lead lap. Finishing in 11th, again 1 lap down, was Larry Anderson, Andrew Fraser, both 1 lap down. Marcus McSpadden was 2 laps down. Bob Cunningham 8 laps down. Tim Osborne, the last car still running, at 45 laps down. Jeff Patterson 60 laps down. Tyler Vickery actually gaining the spot, coming back out there, was 62 laps down. Mark Stever 87 laps down in 18th, and the last car to actually start the event, Dustin Langston, in 19th.
Yeah, Mark McSweeney did run some laps, but he retired very soon after, and Herman Reynolds not taking the green. Right, that's gonna be it for tonight's broadcast. Guys, thoughts on next week as we go to Bristol? Drinking game.
It's going to be a lot of fun. After seeing this race tonight with these guys, these are some really good, sturdy drivers. Obviously, they're driving a car that's, just a ton of fun to drive. And I think we're going to see some beating. I think we're going to see some banging. And honestly, this race could harken back to the good old days of Bristol, where you could lean on somebody but not cause a caution. And it wasn't just single file all the way around. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm excited too. Bristol in this car, Spencer hit the nail right on the head. It's a fun track car combination, and these guys are going to have a week to get their setup sorted out. I do expect though to see a lot more cars next week, with the attitude that Mark Arthur's car had than we saw tonight.
Absolutely, as I'm looking forward to it as well. I love short track racing. Can't do it myself. I'm absolutely hopeless at short tracks, but I do like to see them.
True story.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight as we are coming to the end of this show. Next broadcast you will see will be Monday night as we take the sprint cars on tarmac again. Tony, where are we on Monday?
We are at the Devilish Paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia, with the HH Concrete 305 Pavement Wing Sprint Car Series.
Absolutely fantastic. That'll be our next broadcast as we are set to go off that time. Next broadcast after that will be the return of Top Fuel Racing Tuesday night we get the Indy Elite Series. Race Spot TV taking a week off and we're taking over the helm as they go to Long Beach. Wednesday will be Top Fuel Racing at Kentucky, and we're back to stock car racing again on Thursday as we make our first trip to Bristol in the Southern Motorsports Cup Series. Gentlemen, final thoughts before we go.
Woo, Texas!
Yeah, good race. That was a ton of fun to watch. Some strategy, some good setups, some door-to-door racing. Looking forward to Bristol.
Absolutely right.
Looking forward to Bristol. Can't thank Tex and the guys enough for letting us bring this to the masses. And we will catch you folks next time.
Yeah, let's say goodbye. Drive safe, drive clean, and we will see you Monday for the sprint cars at Martinsville.